Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Panda, and I'm coming at you today with another reaction video. On today's video, I want to discuss the life of Kiara and Des, hinting that they might try the relationship again. Child, I don't know about that one. Y'all got to drop that in that comment section and tell me how y'all think about that. Honey. Before we get started on today's video, hit that like button, share, and subscribe to my channel. So if you're ready, let's get started on today's video. Let me share my screen. Y'all know how we do over here. The video that I want to do a reaction video on today is Life of Kiara's kid's dad says wants me / his family back, and my son is his hype man / taco mukbang Father's Day vlog. I want to talk about some of the things that went on in this particular video and give my opinion as we move forward, okay? So that's how we're going to do this. Now, in this particular scene here, okay? This particular scene here, this looks like this is Desmond and this is Kiara right here, right? Now, I'm not understanding from my perspective why she is pushing this lawnmower around, okay? I guess they got to do what they got to do because I'm under the impression that they're living in her sister and her brother-in-law's house. So I guess she's doing that in terms of trying to, pay like she weigh. Because when you stand in somebody's house, it's certain things that's going to be expected of you when you stand in somebody's house. But let me rewind that. I'm not understanding why she is pushing the lawnmower, is what I am saying. Why is he not pushing the lawnmower instead of her? I don't know how they do it in their house, but my husband is like, listen, mowing the lawn and stuff like that is considered like a masculine chore. So, I'll handle that. You handle the stuff in the house. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't got no problem with that. And if he don't do it, then the landscapers come. I'm not understanding why they open up their house to him. He need to be sitting there pushing that lawnmower and not her. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, let's continue. Okay. Another thing I wanted to speak about is the kids do seem to be happy that their dad is back in their life and physically living in the household with them. And I think that's a good look, because, kids, they need both of their parents. And, but as far as them getting back together, I think they should co-parent. This is just my opinion, and your opinion may differ from mine, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree. That's why I said this is my opinion. And you can drop down in the comment section. Y'all already know it's already open, and y'all can state how y'all feel. But as far as the Kiara and Desmond thing, like when I first started watching, I'm not speaking in terms of me being a reactor. I'm speaking in terms of first like watching YouTube, as far as like the mommy sector. Kiara was the first mommy that I ever watched because that's when that's when he was in the military, and her and Desmond were married, and they were living in Alaska, and they were like a blended family. Like she had Jericho, she had just had Kalia, and he had Decory, and Decory was living with them while his mother was, she was in the military as well. And her and Desmond had broke up, and him and Kiara got together, and they had like the 2 kids and whatever the case is, and they had a blended family and everything. But I was fascinated by them because I had a friend, which she's not my friend anymore because she was on some BS. But anyway, I had a friend, and she was a Latina, and she was also married to an African-American man that was in the military. So her and Kiara had some similarities. So I was just fascinated by the fact that they're living in Alaska. I liked their dynamic. Desmond had like a stern kind of demeanor about himself that I kind of liked, but at times it could be a little off-putting. But in a sense, I know I'm all over the place. It's certain things that I kind of liked about him, maybe because he was a military dude. That's probably why he was so stern like that. But the thing that I did like about him is the fact that he kept Kiara on her toes. And what I mean by that, he kept her on her toes in terms of her weight. Kiara has gotten significantly bigger as far as her weight. Desmond didn't play that. He did not play that. He used to make her cook. He used to make her clean that house. He used to make her exercise. She was on her exercising on her exercising tip when she was with him. He ain't play that. She was thickums, but it was toned up and it was shapely. And she was constantly working on her weight. When she got away from him, I think that's probably why she wanted to leave. Child, she started eating, honey, because she didn't have him to police what she was eating and police her exercising. So she just started eating what she wanted to eat, eating all that good rice and beans and eating all the tacos and platanos and collard greens and all the good food that she was eating. And she packed on some weight and whatever. As far as their relationship, I think they should just co-parent and leave it there. Because I feel like they both did some grimy things to each other in a relationship. I felt like she left him and it was kind of like a bluff to me. It's like she wanted him to, like, I don't want to say chase after her, but yeah, I guess that is what I'm saying. She basically wanted him to chase after her. She wanted him to show a little bit more emotion and affection towards her and, like, I guess maybe beg her to stay. And he didn't really do that. He was more or less like, if she want to leave, he didn't really want her to go. You could tell that as a man, he wanted his family, but his pride wouldn't allow him to really, I guess, grovel and show that vulnerability side of him to her. And she felt some type of way about it. I think she was already feeling a way about the fact of, how DeCorey's mother was coming at her. I think DeCorey was being a little disrespectful towards her. And she kind of gave him an ultimatum of, it's either her and her kids. And she kind of wanted to send his older son back with his mother. But it wasn't a good situation over there. So that's why Desmond had, ideally had took the little boy into their household and wanted to raise him because the mother wasn't, I don't know whether I don't want to say she was abusive, but she wasn't really there and he wasn't really being cared for the way that Desmond wanted him to be cared for. And I felt like it was kind of honorable of Des to want to bring his son in, because a lot of men is not going to do that, especially once they move on into a new relationship, specifically a marriage. A lot of times, like once they kind of pull a Chris move, like once they break up with the woman, they break up with the kids too, and they just don't look back. A lot of times, sometimes they don't send child support, or they just send child support and they don't go for visitation with the kids like that. They just move forward and start a new family and so forth and so on. But like I said, they did dirty things to each other. And it's like her life. To me, I felt like, honestly, Kiara was better with Desmond because she was on she was like her YouTube. To me, I mean, she's doing okay as far as her YouTube, but she had other different side hustles that she was doing too. I think she was doing because I know Jasmine used to buy this from her. It was some type of I forgot what it was called. Everybody was into it. It was some type of fitness. It was like some type of vitamins and shakes and stuff that she was selling that was helping people for like health and wellness. It was helping them, stay healthy and helping them to lose weight. And she was doing it, and Jasmine was purchasing it from her. And she was making a lot of money doing it, but she just stopped. And I don't really see anybody else really talking about that particular product anymore. I cannot off the top of my head. I probably have to go through her old videos, but if anybody can remember what I'm talking about, and I used to watch them when it was like in Alaska when she was selling this particular product, then just drop down in the comment section and type it down there, because I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I honestly can't remember. But yeah, she was doing pretty well. And she was making, I think, a little bit more money than he was. And I think he could have been a little jealous of the fact that she was doing YouTube and doing pretty well on YouTube. And she was also doing pretty well with the little, I want to say Nutra something, but it wasn't that. I cannot think of the name right now. But she was selling these products and she was doing good. She was making a nice little piece of change off of that. And I think she started to kind of feel herself a little bit. And, she just felt like she could probably do better, without him or whatever. But she ended up, I wouldn't have left my house for nobody. She moved. She wanted to be more or less closer to her family. And I could kind of understand that, because like when you get married, you're supposed to cling to your husband. Wives are supposed to cling to their husbands, and husbands are supposed to cling to their wives. And you're supposed to basically, as a woman, even though I don't think that's fair, I think the man should be able to move where you are too. But As a woman, you're supposed to go where your husband is. Me personally, I wouldn't have left my husband. I'm sorry. Unless he was beating on me or cheating on her or something to that effect, then I could understand it. But I didn't think it was fair for her. That's just my personal opinion. Some people may disagree with, like I said, and we can agree to disagree. This is my opinion. But I think even if she was doing good enough financially where she could have stayed in, I think they were living in, they had a beautiful, I mean, an absolutely beautiful home. I felt like together they were a force to be reckoned with. I feel like they were better together than they were separate. Because to me, it's like when she was with him, like I said, she was on her fitness journey. I mean, she was always a thick girl. You could tell some people don't believe in the big boned thing, but in the African American community, we know what big boned is. We know what we mean when we say big bone. We mean she was thickums. She was thickums, but she was curvy. But as long as she got that type of shape, that the way that she eats, like I'm not trying to be disrespectful towards anybody because I love me some rice and beans, honey. With a piece of smoked turkey in it, I love me some rice and beans. But they eat like a lot of starchy type foods, and there's nothing wrong with that. But she has the type of shape where she has to work out constantly to keep herself in shape, like walk. She has to do like a lot of cardio and stuff. Because when she stops, the weight catches onto her. She's not even that old. She's still relatively young to me. But getting back to what the point that I was trying to make, I felt like they were better together as far as financially they were better together to me. You know, they had a beautiful, absolutely beautiful home to me in Texas. That's where he was, I think, deployed at, and he was working for the military on the base or whatever. And it's like once she left him and once they broke up, it's like their lives never really got back on track the way it should have been, the way that it was to me when they were together, if that makes sense. Um, she was living on her, she moved to live closer to her family. And I can understand it, like I said, because when you are married to a military man, they have a tendency to move around a lot. And she probably got tired of that and she wanted to be closer to her family. But I still feel like there could have been a way where she could have moved somewhere in the middle where she didn't have to uproot her kids. I'm sorry, that was my daughter being rude. But anyway, where she didn't have to move so far away, where he still could have had access to his children, and she still could have been close to her family. It's like she would move from apartment to apartment to apartment to apartment, and then she eventually moved in with her sister Carla or whatever. Because her sister Carla is like a real estate agent right now, and they're financially doing pretty well, and they got a bigger house, and she moved in with them. Um, I guess if it works for them, it works for them. But getting to the point where they're trying to get back together, I want to get on that point and tell you how I feel about that. In this particular video, it was like Father's Day and it was having like some type of barbecue where all her family was there, her nieces and nephews, her mom was there, everybody was there. They had the sprinklers on. It looked like it was a really, really good time. I like the way that her family embraced Desmond and welcomed him back into their home because he was having financial difficulty. And that was nice of them to open up their household to allow him, in spite of everything that happened between him and Kiara, allow him and his older son to come and stay there in their house. I also like the way that they embraced Desmond's I don't want to call him an outside baby because technically him and Kiara is not really married anymore, but he moved on with a lady, I think her name was Zakia, and they had a child together and it seemed like they were doing okay. Zakia was beautiful and she was no nonsense. She had her own career and she wasn't going to put up with Desmond's stuff. You know, he didn't act right, so he had to get left. Um, and it seemed like financially I don't know if she was taking care of him, and I don't really know financially what led him to move back in with Kiara and her family. I think he fell on hard times or whatever. But getting back to that, I like the way that Kiara and her family embraced his son by Zakia or whatever. I like that. They don't treat him like he's a burden. They don't treat him like he's an outsider. They treat him like he's a part of that family, the way that they interact with him. And I think it's very beautiful. Um, as far as them getting back together, I don't know. Financially, he would have to get himself together. Financially, she would have to get herself together financially so that they can get their own place. Um, I don't think it would be a good look for them to just permanently stay in Carla and her husband's house, while they're trying to get back together. I don't think that that's a good idea. I think that they need their privacy. I think that she need to move somewhere close to where her family is so she still can have that family interaction because she's very family orientated. And dealing with a man like Desmond, I think that she needs to keep her family close to her because Desmond, he could be tricky at times. He could be very tricky. On the lighter side, I like the way that he interacts with the kids, specifically Jericho, because Jericho seemed like he really, really did need his dad because it's just certain things as a mother that we can't give to our sons. We could do the best that we can to try to teach them to be respectful, responsible, teach them certain things, but it's certain things that we as women, we don't understand. So we don't understand that we can't give you what we don't know. We do the best that we can, but we can't give you what we don't know. Just like if Desmond was raising Kalia, it's certain things as a man she's going to need from her father, but she's going to always need that nurturing and that kindness and that gentleness from her mother too. So, that's what I wanted to say about that. So Desmond did ask Jericho, specifically he asked Jericho how he felt about him being there, and Jericho said that he was happy. I think it's a good look in a sense of her having help with the children because having children can be overwhelming at times and it could be quite stressful. I think the reason why she's doing okay is because she has that family support and Jasmine doesn't have that. She's basically like on her own. And even Olivia has Stella to help her with a lot of things, but Jasmine ran a lot of people away from her due to her behavior, and the way that she mistreats people when she gets in a relationship. Um, also, Desmond made tacos for them, and they kind of did like they went off to the side while like everybody was outside playing in the backyard. Um, he made like some type of tacos. They look pretty good. The only thing I didn't like, I'm more of I don't. How do you guys like your tacos? I'm more of a crunchy taco girl, me personally. The taco shells look kind of floppy and soggy to me, but the filling, it had like carne asada steak and red onions and cheese. It looked really delicious, except for the only thing I didn't care for was the taco shell. It didn't look crispy to me. It looked floppy and like soggy. But other than that, I like the fact that they came inside the house while everybody was outside, and they did kind of like a impromptu family mukbang type thing where they were sitting down talking. It looked like it was Kiara. Jericho was sitting next to her, and Desmond, he wasn't really on the camera, but you could hear his voice. You could tell he was sitting at the table with them or whatever. And they was doing like the little mukbang or whatever, discussing, just different little things or whatever, like, just different things. I'm not trying to like fat shame her or anything like that, but Kiara gotta be careful because she be getting it in with the food a little bit. She be getting it in with the food. She's a cute girl, but she just for health reasons, I think she need to kind of slow down a little bit. She need to take her health and fitness a little bit more serious, so that way she can attract some different type of guys and don't feel like she has to, go backwards with Desmond. Because my thing is, here's the thing that I have questions about this because my thing is, I understand that there's still feelings there, unresolved feelings. Um, and they never really got the closure, the way that she abruptly just kind of like left while, he was mad at her, she was mad at him. She moved around from place to place. He always tried to kind of be in and out his kids' life to come and visit them and things like that. But the getting back together thing, I don't really trust it at this point in life because it's like my thing is when he was doing good and he was doing okay, would if you wasn't in a position right now where financially you're in a financial deficit, would you want her back? Is it genuine, or is it because you need a place to stay? Because it's giving hobo vibes, and I think this is a conversation that needs to be revisited when he gets his finances in order and he gets a little bit more stable. Because if you want your family back as a man, Desmond, you have to do certain things to get the wheels in motion, to get housing, to get Kiara and your children out of her sister's house so that y'all can have your own space to work on your relationship, because you'll never be able to work on your relationship the way that you want to. You want to be able to, as a man, walk around your house in your boxes if you want to. She want to be able to, y'all get down with the get down and be able to put the kids to sleep and walk around in the kitchen and get it cracking if you want to. All over the house. You want to be able to christen your house. You can't do that in somebody else's house. You got to make sure you always have on clothes and just different things like that. You want to be the man of your house and the head of your house. So you got to take the time to work on some things before you try to even approach the idea, even though it's just an idea, it hasn't happened, of getting back together. And there's some things that she needs to work on also. I understand that y'all stand together and everything is all good, but we know how Desmond can get. And Desmond, I didn't forget that you blocked me on Instagram, because when y'all first had broke up, you was allowing women in your chat, on you used to go live on Instagram and be talking cash shit about Kiara. And I just asked you a question. The only thing I asked, I had said, Desmond, why are you letting these women drag Kiara like this? They was talking about her like a dog. And some of these women was two-faced and low-key sneaky, because some of them, I would see them over on Kiara's Instagram and on her YouTube, smiling in her face, and then would go over there to Desmond and be kicking her back in and talking about her. And I asked him, why was he letting those women talk about his ex-wife like that? And he got mad and blocked me. And I ain't never forget that. But it's all good. It's all good. I just want to say something about their dynamic. It just seems, like I said, it seems forced to me a little bit. Like even when a little girl, Kiara was sitting at the kitchen table and she was eating the tacos that Desmond had made. And so her daughter, Kalia, had asked for a bite. And she was just like, Kalia, come on camera. It's like it just to me comes across as not genuine, and it just seems a little phony to me, the way she kind of did that a little bit. I don't know. And then the way that Desmond talks, it's like robot like. It doesn't seem natural. I don't know whether he's just not comfortable being on camera with her, which he wasn't really in the camera, but you can hear his voice. It just, I don't know. They just come across as kind of a little phony a little bit. That's why I don't really watch Kiara like that, because she phony to me a little bit. See, the thing about it is with Desmond, he's being like super nice to her right now. Everything is good right now because they're around her family, for one. A dude is not really, if they got any sense and any respect and any sense, is usually not going to act up too much around a woman's family. Because a lot of families, they'll get together and they will jump on you. That's just what it is. I think it's because they're with her, around her family, for one. And I think she likes the fact that he's being like super nice to her right now, because like I said, they're around her family. But the thing about it is, the question that I have is, do y'all think it'll be like that if they did decide to get back together and move like away into a space by themselves? Because we all know that Desmond could be a beast. His mouth is reckless. He had a reckless mouth. I mean, he dragged her up and down, like had this girl crying type. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't even understand why she would even kind of consider. Like I said, the co-parenting thing, y'all can co-parent perfectly and beautifully without being back together. I feel like they're gonna always have feelings towards each other because they were married. They have history together. They have kids together. So baby mamas and baby daddies, even if they hate each other a little bit, is always going to kind of have love for each other. But just because you have love for somebody, that doesn't take away from the toxicity. Because I didn't forget. Even though it was years ago, I ain't forget. I know y'all ain't forgetting either. Because Desmond, he could be a piece of work. Kiara can be too. She could be like a little dramatic, a little drama queen, a little bit. Is that the new thing now? Like, everybody's doing the whole nose ring thing. Like, we've been knowing that Nika been doing the nose ring, and it looks horrible on her. Like everything that Nika does is horrible. And now Jasmine got this big nose ring, and it don't even look right on Jasmine because Jasmine's got a pig nose, and it don't look right on her either. And now Kiara got a nose ring. It's like they all just like copy each other to me. Like everybody just copies each other. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. That's what it looked like to me. So Desmond was telling her that when she had went to to DR, that he had missed her because she had made a comment that Desmond be stealing her shirts and wearing her shirts or whatever. And so she asked him about it. So he just told her, when she was in DR, he was missing her. So by him wearing her shirts, I guess it made him feel closer to her. Girl, do not fall for it. Take your time. It's flattering. It sounds good, but you want to see how he treats you when he's on his feet and got his ish together. That's what you want to see. Everybody's always nice when their pockets is a little lightweight and they kind of need you. You want to see how he's going to treat you when he don't need you in your family. Okay? So take your time. That's all I'm saying. Do what you want to do. I ain't going to tell you to be with him. I ain't going to tell you not to be with him. If that's what you want to do, go for it. I don't think it's a good idea, but I know as a grown woman, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. That's all I'm saying, but just be careful. Okay? Don't fall for the okie doke. Take your time. You know what you went through the first time, and leopards don't change their spots. Okay? Next up, I want to speak on my Jazzy life. She took the kids to a basketball game. The title of the video that I want to react on is my Jazzy Life video, Game Day for a Single Mom of 5. In this particular video, Jasmine looked visibly irritated to me. But then again, she always looks irritated when she's like around her kids. Let's check this video out or whatever.
I get him now. Hey, there, get him now. Hey, Mike, go get him now. They're playing.
The thing that I don't understand about Jasmine is like every single solitary time she go out somewhere with her kids, like all of them, not just Legend, because at times she always act like she just has like one child. But anyway, what I don't understand about Jasmine is the fact that it's like she never seems prepared when she goes out with her kids. Like, your kids need certain things. And furthermore, taking your kids to a basketball game, you have like kind of like small kids. Besides, like, obviously Amaya, she's a little older. She's kind of like in between, but they're not like teenagers or whatever the case is. So it's not like they're going to want to like sit for like a long period of time. So you got to make sure you bring things for them to do to keep them locked in and engaged so that they won't be bored or they won't just, get on your nerves. She does a lot of this to herself because she don't bring them the things that they need to be comfortable when she takes them places. You can tell she's not used to going out because she's always in the house all the time.
Hey, loud.
Then she has Stinka bug acting up. Like, how he get. He probably tired of being there. He probably hot. He probably bored. He probably ready to go. And the only thing she want to do is play basketball. Like, Jasmine, you got to be a little bit. You've been a mom for a long time. So you should know your kids and bring them, each individual child, the snacks, food, and different things that they need when they go out so that they won't bother you and get on your nerves and they won't be irritated. You do a lot of things to yourself because you're ill prepared. Girl, you need to grow up, honey.
Stay over here. Over here. They are playing. Can I walk over there? When y'all get ran over and start crying, and that's your fault.
Then she want to get mad and blame the kids. I don't understand why she can't pay somebody to watch her kids for like maybe an hour or two. When she goes to play basketball, or if you're at the YMCA, see if she can have the kids to go into the little daycare center that they have while she just plays basketball or whatever. She got to be a little bit more responsible and make, necessary arrangements with them, or maybe ask her mother ahead of time if she could keep them for like an hour or two while she just have that little me time. Since she likes to play basketball, that would be a good little, self-care me time day for her away from the kids or whatever. But she just got to prepare, plan a little bit better. You got to do a little bit better with your planning, Jasmine. And stop blaming the kids. That's you.
Mike, go sit over there with him. Just go sit so he don't get on the court. Just sit over there with him. Let him get your. I'm getting tired of this boy. I swear to God. This little motherfucker.
Oh, child. Did you hear her? She said she was getting sick of Legend. And she called Legend a little MFer. I don't know if y'all heard that, but child, I heard it, honey. And I'm going to back it up so y'all can hear it too.
Just go sit so he don't get on the court. Just sit over there with him. Let him get your. I'm getting tired of this boy. I swear to God. This little motherfucker.
That's why people be saying that she's mean. She had the audacity to call a 2-year-old baby, 2 years old, call him a MFer. Yes, she did. I heard her, and at first I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I said, I know doggone well she ain't call that baby a MFer. Chris, you need to come get your baby. Because your baby mama is out here tripping, honey. She out here tweaking. Calling your son an MFer, but then again, you a MFer too. So, child.
Sir, my child is so hard-headed. It's so irritating.
No, he's not hard-headed. He's just a baby. He is a 2-year-old baby. He is bored. He does not want to sit in no stroller. He wants to run around and play. That's what he wants to do. And I don't appreciate you, Jasmine, calling him an MFer. He is a baby. Okay? This lady.
Let me see. What you click on? Time while I was playing. My legs are dead.
This heifer had the audacity to say that Legendary was being bad, and she wondered why. He wondered why she kept him in the stroller the whole time. He is not bad. Would you want to be in a stroller all day and confined in? No. He just wants to run around and play. That's why you got to take them to kid-friendly events. You only think about yourself. What made you think that this particular event will be okay for kids? They don't want to sit. They want to interact. It would have been nice if you would have been playing basketball with them, with all of them, so that they all could like run around and interact and play and tire them out. So that when they go home, you could feed them and give them a bath, a shower, or whatever, and let them go to bed. You gotta think before you do things, girl. Calling him out, oh girl, oh I want to go upside her head. I don't like her. I do not like her. I don't like you. I don't like Liv. I don't like none of y'all. Trying to act like she better than somebody. Man, listen. Get your behind. And another thing, she got to work on her camera angles. She got the camera going straight up her nose. Don't nobody want to sit up there and look up her big Miss Piggy nose. Girl, you need to do a different angle. Like, she is just getting on my nerves. Like, y'all don't get upset at just seeing her. Like, every time she's around her kids, she's always upset. She don't even hide it. Like, she's always visibly upset with them. Why did you have them then? There's ways that you can have fun and protect yourself. They got contraceptives. They got all kinds of condoms and birth control and Depo shots, which I don't recommend that to nobody. Not no Depo shot, y'all. But there's different things that you can use to protect yourself. So I'm not understanding why you continue to have kids. Having kids is not going to keep no man if he don't want to stay with you, honey. Jasmine, I'm going to need you to watch the way that you talk to Legendary because I don't like it. I don't like the way that you're speaking to him. I don't like your tone of voice. I think he's a baby. He doesn't understand certain things. It is your fault the way that your children are because you have no structure in your household because you are lazy. You are lazy and you don't have the patience to teach them properly how to conduct themselves, because they don't understand how to conduct themselves, because you'll never take them nowhere. And you got the audacity. I wish you would. Girl, let me tell you something. I ain't live. I'm 5'9". I'm big just like you is. Ain't girl, I wish I lived in Texas. Big bullying a baby. Girl, you need to grow up. And it seemed like all she cared about is whether Amaya recorded her while she was playing basketball. Girl, don't nobody care about that. You can't play basketball anyway. Like, girl, bye. You need to go sit down somewhere. Acting like you're going to be in the WNBA. Ain't you like almost 35 or something like that? You ain't getting in no WNBA or nothing like that. You need to go to the gym, work out, and take your behind home and take them kids home. And stop stressing them out. Idiot. Listen, somebody need to call CPS on her, because she just hit Legend. She is being very abusive to him. She is talking to him and very poorly, and I don't like it. And she smacked him on his leg because he threw his phone on the floor. He a 2-year-old baby. That's what 2-year-old babies do. She lacks empathy and she lacks patience. And you need to keep your hands to yourself, because if you hit him again, I'm going to call Child Protective Services on your behind. Big nose self. Miss Pig.
Do you get the orange thing? I'm not gonna lie, the orange team is pretty good.
Well, let's see. Maya says she thinks the orange. Yes, that's all. I think it's the orange team.
I think Jasmine is sniffing behind one of them boys, one of those men that's on the basketball court playing basketball. Me personally, I think she's smelling behind somebody. Okay, that's why she want to hang around that gym, because it seems like she's trying to catch something, honey. Yeah, honey, she trying to catch something.
Let's see. Go. I'm cold. Oh, he stepped all the way back. Ooh. Damn.
She got some big broad shoulders, like a dude. Like, she big in the shoulder area. Like, that's the only part of her body that's not slimming down is her shoulders. She got manly shoulders to me.
The orange team is winning.
Knew it.
Yeah, another game. I was gonna go take Carolyn too.
I'm not saying the black team sucks, but
You just hit that 3. I know you saw that. Way back there.
I can shoot from far.
Thank you for subscribing.
Why is it flying?
I know. This is a bad angle.
What was it? Oh wait.
Jasmine need to go home and take a shower because one of her kids told her that her feet smell or whatever. So she need to sit up there and take care of her hygiene. Go home and take you a shower because your feet stink.
I don't know. I don't know who water that is. You got drink them on?
I didn't get a water. I wasn't thirsty. All hungry. First time. Mama, what's one of your favorite songs?
I don't know.
I don't like that. I don't like how whenever they try to bond with her or talk to her, she's always dismissive with them. She's always brushing them off. Like the little girl had asked her a question. It sounded like it could have been maybe Amaya. That's probably why she responded to her like that, because she always responds to Amaya like that. She had asked her, Mama, what's your favorite song? She just kind of just shrugged her shoulders and just, I don't know, like, I don't like the way she treats them. Like, she always got to find a way to just make them feel bad. And I don't like that. But yet, no, she want to come on this internet and she want to argue back and forth with Liv, saying that Liv be talking about her kids as if she cares about them. Her kids is nothing but content. So she can have an excuse to go and fight with people for clicks and views. That's all that is.
Only thing I know is that I'm tired.
Go home. If you tired, then go home. Why are you sitting there? Don't none of them dudes want you. They ain't paying you no mind. Your kids is tired and hungry. You're tired and need to take a shower because you funky. So go home. Bye.
Ooh, child.
Yeah, Jasmine definitely talking to somebody there. Like, I don't know. She got her eye on somebody. Because I seen her smiling real hard. And I know she wasn't smiling at Legendary, Ava, Amaya, Aiden, or Kaylin. Or Amaya. She wasn't smiling at them. She's smiling at some dude. Like, that's why she hanging around that gym. Because she trying to, like I said, she's trying to hook something. Look at the smile on her face. When her kids was talking to her, she always frowning. Look at the smile on her face. She ain't smiling because of them kids. That's why she was sitting around waiting for that game to be over, because she wanted to sit up there and talk to whoever that she got a little eye on. The bottom line is this: as far as Kiara's life, I think that she needs to take her time and reconsider. If she decides that she want to get into a relationship with Desmond, she needs to be sure. She needs to be really, 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 really sure, because leopards don't change their spots. Everything seems like it's good right now because he kind of needs her. But people have a way of switching up on you when they get up on their feet and their pockets have money and stuff in it. Right now, he's being good to her right now. But we all know how Desmond, he could be very ferocious when he wants to be. He could be kind, but he could be a hot mess. Okay. And as far as Jasmine, you need to have a little bit more patience with your kids. You need to sit up there and pay somebody to watch them for a few hours, and make sure that you send your kids with everything, the sitter, who's watching your kids, or even if you take them with you, make sure you bring everything for each child that they need, so that they're comfortable and they don't get on your nerves. You always seem physically irritated with them, and you're always dismissive with them. Until you do right by your kids, everything that you touch is going to crumble. Well, that will be it for today's reaction video with Miss Panda. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to my channel. Doing those things help to push my videos through the algorithm. Thank you for listening. I love you all, and be blessed. Until next time, have a good day.